In this A-level IB chemistry video, we're going to be examining alloys. Now, alloys are sometimes termed metallic solid solutions. What is the definition of an alloy? Well, it tends to be a mixture of two or more metals. Now, an exception here is obviously steel, which is an alloy containing both iron and then the non-metal element carbon. But pretty much all other alloys are made up of a mixture of two or more metals. Let's have a look at some examples of alloys now. So we'll have a look at the alloy in question, the main metal that alloy contains, and the additional metal that turns it into an alloy. So starting with bronze, the main metal here is copper, and tin has been added as the alloying metal. Next up, brass, again copper, but instead we have zinc. And remember, brass is an extremely hard metal used as the pins on plugs, so it's a good conductor too. Pewter, well, this is principally made up of tin, but contains other combinations of metals including copper, antimony, bismuth or lead. Lastly, strange word, amalgams. The main metal here is mercury, but it can also contain tin, silver, gold, or sodium. So how is the property of a metal affected by it becoming an alloy? Well, you tend to find that alloys firstly have lower melting points than the original metal. And why is that? So to look at an explanation as to why the alloys tend to have lower melting points, then I've just drawn a really simple diagram here showing a pure metal. On the left you can see a regular arrangement of atoms, and then an alloy on the right. Now, alloys tend to have a different radius, and so what this does is it distorts the structure of the original metal, meaning that the bonding is less directional. And as it's less directional, it will be by definition less strong. So to write an explanation, the added metals are likely to have a different radius, which distorts the structure of the original metal because the bonding is less directional. And maybe you won't find this interesting, but I find this fairly interesting, which is that historically speaking, lead was used to make water pipes. And actually, remember that the formula of lead is Pb, so that's actually where the term plumber has come from. Anyway, basically, when they were trying to join together the lead pipes using more lead, then you'd find that obviously when you're trying to melt that metal to stick together the two parts of the pipe, you'd have a real risk of actually melting the pipe in question. So there was a risk of the pipe melting when it was being repaired or joined. So let's draw a really basic picture of a lead pipe. Let's say it's got a crack in it here. So you would be trying to stick together the two ends of the pipe. And I've just said that if you try to use lead to do that, obviously it might melt. Now notice that lead has a melting point of 328 degrees Celsius. However, what about if you were to use a different metal to stick together these two ends? And that's indeed what they did. They used an alloy, solder, that's the name of the alloy, which contained lead, sure, but it also contained tin. And what that meant was that the solder had a lower melting point, and therefore you could securely weld together those lead pipes without any risk of melting the original pipe. So solder was therefore used to repair lead piping, as there was far less risk of melting the pipes due to the lower temperature needed. If we go back and look at our particle diagram again, we can see that that regular arrangement has been disrupted or distorted in the alloy. And actually what that means is that the resulting alloy is harder than the original metal. And that's simply because the layers of ions can't slide as easily. We can also say therefore that the alloy is less ductile and less malleable, so it's less easy to draw it into a wire and less easy to hammer it into shape. So alloys are harder than pure metals. Alloys are less ductile and less malleable than pure metals. Just to label, so ductility is all to do with their ability to be drawn into a wire. Malleable is all to do with their ability to be hammered into shape. The explanation for all three of these properties, the hardness, the less ductility, the less malleability, is the same. First of all, the layers of ions are distorted due to the alloying metal having a different radius from the original metal. Therefore, the layers of ions can't slide as well or as easily. And if we look at an example of the alloy being harder than the original metal, aluminium is soft, ductile, very malleable. If we add copper to it to produce an alloy, we have a much harder substance which is less ductile and less malleable.